Well, thanks a lot, guys, here in the Superdome. A gutty win for the New Orleans Saints. Drew Brees joins me right now. I don't know where to start. 23 fourth-quarter points. You've been part of a lot of big wins here. Where does this one rank regular season-wise?
This one's up there, and for a lot of reasons. It's the 5-year anniversary of the reopening of the Dome from our Monday night game back in 2006. We had a lot of the players come back from that '06 team, including John Stinchcomb, Deuce McAllister, Mike McKenzie, Steve Gleason. And just having those guys here made it an even more special event. We spent a lot of time with them last night talking about the history of the Saints organization and what we've been able to build since 2006. And obviously throwing the throwbacks on, I think it was an appropriate time to just talk about where we've been, where we're at, and where we want to go. And so many emotions here over the last 24 hours. And I think I'm at that point now where it's just, you're just taking a deep breath and trying to reflect on everything that's happened here over the last 24 hours. But certainly culminating in that kind of a win when, definitely didn't start it off the way that we wanted to. It was slow. It was just couldn't get anything going. Just really didn't feel like we were in rhythm. Had a good game plan, had all these great play calls and everything ready to roll, but just wasn't quite happening the way it was supposed to. But we hung in there. Defense did a great job of holding them to field goals, getting a big turnover there in the fourth quarter. Offense, we did what we had to do there in the fourth quarter. Scored 23 points in one quarter and just feel like that's our time. That's what we have to do. We gotta pull it together, and we pulled it together just in time.
What changed in that fourth quarter? A lot of your teammates were saying the intensity obviously revved up. And that final drive, you started with your worst field position of the day too.
Yeah, we knew that we had kind of found the what was going to work. We had this empty package, kind of no huddle in our back pocket the whole game, and just kind of waiting to pull it out at the right time, and felt like it'd be a great way to create some rhythm and get some completions and start moving the football. And obviously early on we wanted to establish the run game, really establish a physical presence, which I think paid off for us at the end of the game, because I think we got them pretty tired in that empty package, and then we were able to pound it, and Ingram gets a big run for a touchdown. So there was obviously a lot of back and forth, a lot of momentum changes, but certainly once that fourth quarter came around, you just felt like the momentum's on our side.
Jimmy Graham's game kind of mirrored this football team. Didn't do much in the first half, kind of eased into action in the fourth quarter. Coach Payton told me that you guys are hard on him because you see such potential in him. Just talk about the interception. I know the communication was off a little bit.
Yeah, listen, we've got a lot in this offense. A lot of different routes and a lot of different, a lot of things are just feel, and you're kind of reading it on the run, and that's just one of those where I'm expecting for him to do something other than what he did. And so I turn it loose, trusting that, and obviously that's not what happened, and it goes right into the lap of a defender. And you know what? That happens occasionally, and especially when we're still young in this maturation process and this building the chemistry between the two of us. But listen, there is no guy that I have more trust and confidence in than Jimmy Graham, and I think what I love most about him is his attitude and his ability to come back from something negative like that and to play spectacular, in the fourth quarter of that game. He was there when I needed him. He came with a huge catch there at the end. Got the personal foul penalty head-to-head. But that was a huge third down conversion that then puts us down in there and allows us to score the next play. So hats off to him. But, hey, he's a young guy. We're going to continue to be hard on him. He's got to continue to get better just like we all do.
Lance Moore, a big part of that fourth quarter, too, a touchdown and two-point conversions. I know he's one of your favorite guys, a big impact player in this fourth quarter.
No question. Lance Moore's a stud. He's a big part of what we do. Got all the confidence in the world in him. I mean, I'm a lucky guy to have skilled guys like that, guys that we've been together a long time. We've repped it constantly, a long time. I mean, in a lot of ways we've built that chemistry and that ESP, and we just it's very much a feel thing when you're out there. And there's times where you can't explain it. You just know. He knows the ball's coming to him. Meacham knows the ball's coming to him. Devery knows. Jimmy knows, and Sproles knows, and we just get cranking.
The offensive line, you lose Kreutz, you lose Zach Strief. Guys really stepped up for you as well.
No, they did. Charlie Brown did a great job, right tackle. Brian De La Puente did a great job. We were down to 0 offensive linemen there in the second quarter. or 0 guys on the bench. You know, so we had the only 5 we had were out there, and they did a heck of a job. You know, that was a pretty good pass rush that we faced today, and in a lot of cases they were bringing pressure, 5-man pressure, 6-man pressure, and our guys held up very, very well. And especially at the end of the game, we put them in a position where, hey, it's empty, there's no backs in the backfield, you know we're throwing it, and they were solid.
2 more questions, Drew. I want to ask you about Steve Gleason. I know you gave him a game ball afterwards. Very emotional pregame. He means a lot to you in this football team.
He does, no question. Steve's a special person, and everyone he's ever come in contact is a better person for knowing him, for having been around him. And you know, he means so much to this community. You know, he was, I believe when we got here in '06, he was the most tenured Saint on our team, and we obviously know his impact on our team. And I think the block punt in 2006 is probably the most significant play in the history of the Saints organization. And I think he's a guy that is just a true inspiration to so many people. And, you know, to have him be a part of this, to have him be able to walk out there with us, do the Who Dat chant, it's tremendous.
Final question, an emotional day all around, but what does this say about this football team? You don't play your best football, and you beat a team the caliber of Houston, a very good football team.
Yeah, listen, they're playing extremely well. The defense was ranked #1 coming into this game. Their offense has a ton of weapons and can really spread the ball around, as we saw today. You know, it was a little bit of a track meet there for a while, but I got to hand it to our defense with forcing them to kick field goals. I believe 4 of them there early on, especially after a couple of my turnovers that gave them good field position. And then obviously the big interception there in the 4th quarter that helped us go down and take the lead. So there's a lot of big plays by our defense and offense today. Special teams did a tremendous job. Just a great team win.
I like the throwback unis. You may keep those, huh?
Yeah, you know, we'll see. You know, fact is, it's I think it commemorates, you know, obviously the start of this organization and everybody who's walked through, you know, our building and been a part of this and has helped, you know, build what we have the opportunity to do and be. And obviously, I think for the fans, it you know, allows them to maybe a trip down memory lane a little bit and just to see how far we've come.
Drew, I appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Drew Brees setting another milestone today. A touchdown pass, his 30th straight game. That ties Dan Marino for the 3rd best all time. Of course, Johnny Unitas holds the record with 47, but the biggest stat he cares about, of course, is the big W today in the Superdome.